Hi, my name is Aurchon, and I'm in my third year of computer engineering at the University of Waterloo. During this week of 16 weeks of internships, I'm super excited to be showing a day in my life as an associate product manager at Cinchy, out from Ottawa, Ontario.
16 weeks of internships!
So I start my day off by sliding right into the action. This is how I start my day. Yeah, I don't even know why I thought that might be funny. So this is how I actually start my day. I usually wake up around 8 a.m., do my skincare routine, brush my teeth, grab some breakfast, and then try to go on a quick walk and then meditate. So I just came back from my morning walk, and aside from doing that, I also find that meditating in the morning puts me in a really good headspace to just go about my day and focus on what I need to do. So yeah, as you can see, I'm back at my house now, aka my work, and I'll be going into my dining room specifically to start my day off, and I'll explain why in a second. One of the reasons why I work in my dining room as opposed to my bedroom is just because being away from my bed honestly helps me focus more. But yeah, now back to how I start off my day at work. One benefit of working from home is the flexible hours. I usually start work between 9 and 9:15, but it can definitely vary. I start by checking my emails and messages and then organizing my tasks for the day on my iPad before I get started working on them. We have daily stand-ups at 10 a.m. where everyone goes over what they're currently working on. Two cool things to point out are the digitally drawn versions of headshots, which we do here at Cinchy, as well as the rainbow backgrounds to celebrate Pride Month. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little shaky video of what my daily stand-up looks like. Now I should probably explain what some of my daily tasks look like. Sorry, I think I got a message from someone. What actually is Cinchy though? Here's a video by my manager, Mark.
Hi, this is Mark from the Cinchy product team. Data integrations consume up to half the IT budget of every company on the planet, and every new app they buy only makes this problem worse. Cinchy is the Dataware platform that helps you stop doing all these integrations. Dataware does for apps what the power grid did for buildings. The grid eliminated the need for buildings to generate their own power. Dataware eliminates the need for applications to manage their own data. Instead, you manage access and permissions in Cinchy, and every app automatically respects these controls. Then, you can use the platform to build new business capabilities and application experiences without creating more data silos. Our clients cut their time to market and IT build costs in half, and unlock new insights and collaborative intelligence by using Cinchy. It's the first real evolution of data in a generation, and it's also the first innovation that makes data collaboration and control easier. We are Cinchy, and Cinchy means simple.
Shout out to my manager, Mark, for the explanation. And now back to what some of my daily tasks are as a PM. All right, what is a product manager? I guess, yeah, so before then I can explain really quickly what a product manager is, and then I'll explain what some of my daily tasks are, because that is obviously a really important question. So a product manager is the person who's in charge of taking a product all the way from conception down to when it's finally released. So this means they're the person who defines the what, why, and when of a product that the engineering team specifically is building, while the engineering team defines the how of the product, how it's done, how it's going to be created. And a PM's role can vary across companies. Some roles are more business oriented and some roles are more technical oriented, or there can be a mix. My role specifically is more technical oriented, which is why having a development background was really helpful, but having a development background is not necessary to be a product manager in all cases. On that note, I wanted to show some of the resources which helped me learn about product management. The Udemy product management course helped me learn the fundamentals of being a PM in a lighthearted, fun way. My university also has a PM club, which has lots of cool content on their Instagram, as well as a podcast. This podcast especially helped me a lot because the host usually interviews PM interns or recent grads specifically. Two more resources which have helped me are YouTube and Reddit. which obviously have lots of different types of content on product management. So now to continue on with some of my daily tasks as a product manager. So in no particular order, first is researching different external frameworks and tools to solve some sort of problem within our platform. So this is usually a multi-week process and ends in handing our work over to the development team. Second is technical brainstorming and scoping of new ideas or features in relation to Cinchy. So this usually means finding exactly what and why we want an idea or feature in our platform and which parts of it we do want and which parts we don't want. Third is backlog refinement and sprint planning. So this usually means going through development tickets and refining and reprioritizing them based off of importance and based off the capacity of what the development team can do. Fourth is leading meetings with both internal and external stakeholders. So for example, I've had the opportunity to lead some stand-ups like the one I showed earlier. Fifth, I've been in charge of rehauling the documentation and keeping it up to date with new releases. Last but not least, one of the most unique things I've got to do is run interviews with a manager for my exact co-op position within the next co-op term. So this was a really cool experience because I got to see what it was like to be on the other side of an interview, and it gave me a lot of really interesting insights on it. So yeah, that kind of demonstrates what my daily work is at Cinchy. I'll do some sort of mix of all of these things. And oh, I think I got another message. What do you do outside of work? Here's a montage. Outside of work, some of the things I do include bonfire nights with my friends, catching up with friends over video call, going on hikes, watching TV. I'm currently watching Love, Victor, and Loki, going on little bike rides, Cinchy intern game nights, other online games with my friends, and just hanging out at my cousin's cottage. So yeah, that kind of wraps up what I do in terms of inside of work and outside of work. Another message, rapid fire questions. Sure, let's go.
What led you to taking on a product management role at Cinchy?
In my past 3 internships, I did mostly software development, but I also did get to take on some PM-like work, which led me to take on the role of a PM at a hackathon type challenge with some of my friends. After doing so, I realized that an actual full internship position as a product manager would be really interesting to me, especially because in my program, I have 6 different internships that I have cycled throughout it, so I definitely want to expand my horizons. From there, I dove into the world of product management and tried to learn as much as I could. I mentioned the most useful resources for me earlier in this video. This gave me a more solid understanding and background of what product management really is. Then I applied to a bunch of product management roles, both on my school's job posting board as well as on external websites like Glassdoor. And I specifically applied to Cinchy through my school's job posting board because as a developer, I've worked with complicated and messy data in the past, and Cinchy's whole goal is to make data less complicated at a high level. So it really resonated with me, and that's why I chose it.
What are some challenges you've faced during your internship and how did you overcome them?
So I've been at this internship for 2 months so far, and I've definitely faced a few challenges. I would say there's probably 2 main challenges that I faced. So first is not knowing scope, and second is not feeling like I'm contributing. So first, as a product manager, I have to define the scope of exactly what I'm going to be researching into and what is outside of scope, as in what is going to be ignored, and what's within scope, as in what should we include within the research. It's really funny because aside from that, in terms of all the other product management type stuff I do, sometimes it's hard to know exactly how much effort or work is supposed to go into it or how many days that should translate into. And it's still a learning process. I'm still learning how I'm supposed to be doing things, I guess, in general, just because compared to being a developer where things were a lot more concrete in terms of my tasks, I knew kind of the boundaries of where I had to start something, how long it should take, what exactly it should look like, and that's kind of not the case as a product manager. So in terms of the second, not feeling like I'm contributing enough, this challenge isn't specifically faced by me as a product manager, but also for a lot of interns, just feeling like you aren't contributing enough to the company as an intern, just because you're obviously still learning. There's a lot of people around you who have a lot more experience and knowledge, but especially as a PM, you have to research into something and convince people that this is the right idea. For me, it's definitely been a challenge because the people around me do have more knowledge and more experience, and sometimes it feels like what I'm doing isn't really that useful. But I just have to remind myself that there's a reason why I got hired for this position. So the main way that I've overcome these challenges, or at least I'm trying to overcome them, is by getting lots and lots of feedback, because that is truly the only way of knowing what I can specifically improve on and what I've done well. And I can take that, and next time I can hopefully do better.
What is your future career goal, and how has your internship contributed to helping you achieve it?
Honestly, I'm still not fully sure, but that's okay. And basically, it's fine if you don't have your entire career figured out. The whole point of having internships, and even like the first few years of your career, you're gonna be changing around jobs to find the perfect fit for you. And even if you don't find that perfect fit, that's okay. That's totally fine. Like, you can keep looking, and everyone's timeline is different, and there's no race with anyone else. As much as seeing the LinkedIn influencers posting about all of their great achievements, it's fine. Like, everyone has their own career trajectory and everyone has their own pace, and that's totally okay. So I do think that I want to be a product manager full-time within tech, but I don't fully know. Like, I did like being a software developer earlier on. I might want to change back to that, or I might want to try out something completely different. At one point, I wanted to go into social work, which is obviously completely left field, right? And that's okay. That's just kind of what this whole rant has been about. So you're going at your own pace, right? Everyone has their own things that they're going through in their life, and that's totally fine. So yeah, I got tired of the little plain black shirt, and so I changed it up a little bit. But yeah, that concludes my vlog and a day in my life as a product manager at Cinchy. So I definitely do a mixture of a bunch of different types of things, and it keeps me on my toes, which is actually something I really like. I also want to thank the mystery person who sends me texts and some good questions, because that's always a good time. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to check out cinchy.com for more information about Cinchy. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, which should be linked down below. Follow 16 Weeks on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. By following us, you can learn a lot more about career growth and personal development. Also, be sure to catch next week's video where Emily will be talking about her internship as a visual design intern at Kinaxis.